The world called 2025 a year of accidents, but what if none of it was accidental? Before the year changes its number, before calendars are decorated and promises are recycled, I want you here fully present, because I am not speaking to everyone. I am speaking to those who felt 2025, not just lived through it. Many will tell you 2025 was just another year, 12 months, 365 days, but you and I both know something cracked in the world this year. Not loudly, not in one place, but everywhere quietly. I watched nations announce plans with confidence that collapsed before they were even completed. I watched promises turn into confusion, systems tighten instead of support, and humans realize perhaps for the first time that control was always an illusion. You noticed it too. Projects that were confirmed suddenly stopped. Journeys that were planned never happened. Dreams that felt close were delayed without explanation. And silently you asked yourself, why does nothing move the way it used to? Understand this clearly. This was not chaos. This was correction. In 2025, the earth itself responded. Water crossed limits it had respected for centuries. Land shook without warning. Fire rose where safety was assumed. Floods did not ask for permission. Storms did not follow schedules, not to punish humanity, but to wake it up, because for too long, humans believed they were above rhythm, above nature, above consequence. And then came fear, not the kind you shout about, but the kind that sits quietly in the chest. Fear of instability, fear of sudden loss, fear that tomorrow may not follow yesterday's rules. That fear entered homes, offices, and relationships. Even when people smiled, something inside them stayed alert, guarded. This is why 2025 exhausted you. Even if nothing dramatic happened in your personal life, you were carrying collective weight. When the world trembles, the sensitive soul absorbs it first. I saw humans become harsher with each other. I saw patience reduce. I saw listening disappear. Everyone wanted to speak, but very few wanted to understand. Arguments increased. Egos grew louder. Compassion quietly stepped back, not because people became bad, but because they became overloaded. And yet something else happened too. Very few noticed it. Some people stopped chasing noise. Some stopped explaining themselves. Some walked away from crowds they once needed. They did not become cold. They became selective. They were not losing interest in life. They were losing interest in illusion. If you are listening to me right now, you are one of them. 2025 did not break you. It filtered you. It showed you who is real, what is temporary, and which paths were never meant to be walked for long. That is why you feel different now. Not excited, not hopeless, just aware. People will call 2025 a bad year, but I will tell you the truth. 2025 was a year of exposure. False systems showed cracks. False confidence collapsed. False connections faded. And whatever survived, did so because it was aligned with truth. Now understand this carefully. 2026 will not be a continuation. It will be a response. The world you are entering is not softer, but it is clearer. Those who remain unconscious will feel pressure. Those who cling to old patterns will feel lost. Those who refuse to adapt will feel anger, but those who become aware will feel guided. Before I tell you what 2026 carries, you must understand this. The coming year will not test your strength. It will test your clarity, and clarity does not come from motivation. It comes from stillness. That is why I came to you like this, quietly, directly, not as a story, not as a ritual. Now onwards, I will stop speaking in general terms. I will speak about your position inside this changing world, and what role you must play as 2026 approaches. If something in this felt familiar, type, "I felt this" in the comments. Not for me, but so you remember that you noticed. My beloved, now we move away from feeling and step into understanding, because what happened in 2025 cannot be explained by emotion alone. It followed energy. You must know this truth first. 2025 was governed by Mars. In cosmic rhythm, Mars rules impact, collision, impatience, mechanical force, fire, and blood action without pause. When Mars dominates time, events do not unfold slowly, they strike suddenly. This is why 2025 was filled with incidents that shared one common nature: no warning, no negotiation, no recovery time. Look at what actually happened. A passenger aircraft crashing into a hospital zone was not just failure of machinery, it was Mars energy in its purest form. Speed entered a space meant for healing. Metal met flesh. Technology ignored fragility. Mars does not understand sensitivity, it only understands force. Infrastructure failures increased not because engineers forgot knowledge, but because impatience overruled caution. Mars punishes shortcuts. What is built in haste cannot survive under pressure. Floods and landslides followed unusual patterns, not seasonal, not gradual, but sudden, because Mars disturbs balance violently instead of correcting it gently. Fires appeared in places assumed controlled. Why? Because Mars exposes overconfidence. Anything humans believed was fully under control was tested first. Now understand this clearly. 2025 was not unlucky. It was intolerant of weakness. Weak systems collapsed. Weak planning failed. Weak attention caused loss. Mars does not discriminate emotionally. Mars only asks one question: can this withstand impact? And this rule applied to humans too. In 2025, impulsive decisions caused regret. Rushed relationships broke suddenly. Emotional reactions created permanent damage. People who lived in constant reaction felt drained. People who moved consciously felt protected. This is important. If you slowed down in 2025, not by choice, but by circumstance, that was not delay. That was Mars redirecting you away from impact. If this resonates, comment, redirected. Because awareness of redirection prevents repetition. Here is where the shift happens. Mars does not rule endlessly. Its job is to break unstable ground. Once that is done, time moves under the sun. 2026 is governed by the Sunday. The sun rules truth, visibility, identity, authority, inner power. Mars breaks and the sun reveals. In 2026, nothing false will be able to hide comfortably. False leadership will feel heavy. Borrowed confidence will feel exposed. Lives built on image will feel exhausting. Not because punishment is coming, but because light removes hiding places. This is why some people who survive 2025 easily will struggle in 2026. And some who struggled deeply in 2025 will suddenly feel steady. The sun rewards alignment, not speed. Before I continue, answer this honestly in the comment section. In 2025, did life force you to become more patient, more observant, or more inward? If yes, right, I learned. Because what you learned under Mars will protect you under the sun. I will tell you something very specific. Why 2026 will reject noise. Why discipline will matter more than effort. And why certain people will feel life finally moving with them. Be quiet, because what I'm about to tell you will decide how 2026 feels to you. 2026 is governed by the sun, and the sun does not operate like Mars. Mars pushes from outside, but sun works from within. Mars destroys what is weak, and sun exposes what is false. This is the biggest mistake people will make in 2026. They will try to move faster when the year demands standing clearer. In a sun-ruled year, energy does not reward noise. It rewards alignment. It does not reward effort alone. It rewards direction. That is why, in 2026, many people will feel strangely uncomfortable. Not because things are going wrong, but because they can no longer hide from themselves. Let me tell you who will struggle in 2026. Not in theory, but in reality. Number 1, those who live on borrowed identity. People who define themselves only by status, job title, social image, external validation. The sun exposes identity. If your sense of worth is borrowed, 2026 will feel exhausting. You will feel watched, questioned, even when no one is speaking. Number 2, those who confuse busyness with purpose. In 2026, movement without meaning will drain energy. People who keep running without knowing why will feel burned out faster than before. The sun demands clarity of intent. Number 3, those addicted to reaction. Mars tolerated the reaction, but the sun does not. In 2026, impulsive words will backfire. Emotional outbursts will leave marks. Quick judgments will close doors. Reaction creates shadows. The sun removes shadows. Number 4, those who avoided inner work in 2025. If someone ignored lessons of slowdown, reflection, and correction in 2025, 2026 will feel heavy, because exposure without preparation feels like pressure. Now let me tell you who will rise quietly in 2026. These people will not trend, they will not shout, but they will stabilize. Number 1, those who built inner discipline. Not motivation, but discipline. People who learned restraint, practiced consistency, respected their energy. The sun strengthens discipline. What you repeat calmly will multiply silently. Number 2, those who became selective. People who stopped over-explaining, oversharing, over-promising. The sun supports boundaries, less exposure but more power. Number 3, those aligned with truth, not image. In 2026, truth will feel lighter than performance. If you live honestly, even if quietly, life will start cooperating unexpectedly. Number 4, those who accepted responsibility. Not blame, but responsibility. People who stopped saying, "Why is this happening to me?" and started asking, "What is this asking from me?" The sun responds to responsibility. Let me ask you something. In the past year, did life force you to stand alone more often? Or trust your judgment instead of approval? Or choose peace over popularity? If yes, comment, "I am ready," because readiness is not excitement, it is steadiness. Here is a truth very few will tell you. 2026 is not about becoming someone new. It is about standing fully as who you already are. Anything false will feel heavy, anything real will feel lighter. This is why some people will say, 2026 changed my life, and others will say, 2026 was difficult. The year did not change. Alignment did. My child, now we move from understanding to application, because knowing the nature of time is useless if your actions remain unchanged. In the sun-ruled year, mistakes do not come from ignorance. They come from misalignment. So be seated, because now we will talk about what to avoid in 2026. Number 1, overexposure. In 2026, too much visibility weakens power. Sharing every plan, every struggle, every success will drain you. The sun already sees everything. You do not need to announce yourself. Move quietly. Let the results speak. Number 2, ego-based decisions. The sun strengthens ego, but only to test it. Decisions taken to prove a point will cost more than you expect. If a choice begins with, "I need to show them," pause. The sun rewards truth, not performance. Number 3, rushing commitments. 2026 does not support hurried promises. Quick agreements, fast partnerships, forced timeline will feel heavy later. If something pressures you to decide immediately, it is likely misaligned. Number 4, living for validation. Approval seeking will feel exhausting in 2026. The more you look outside for confirmation, the weaker your inner authority becomes. The sun asks only one thing: do you stand by your truth even when no one claps? Now let me tell you what to do in 2026. Now let's know about what to practice in 2026. Number 1, discipline over motivation. Motivation rises and falls. Discipline stays. In 2026, small consistent actions will outperform dramatic efforts. Do less but do it daily. The sun blesses repetition. Number 2, clarity before action. Before saying yes, before starting something new, ask yourself, does this align with who I am becoming? If the answer is unclear, wait. Clarity saves energy. Confusion consumes it. Number 3, respect your inner rhythm. Not everyone is meant to move fast. 2026 supports those who move accurately. Sleep, silence, routine, and reflection will matter more than hustle. Protect your mornings. Protect your attention. Number 4, honest self-evaluation. In a sun year, self-deception becomes painful. Be honest about your limits, your strengths, your fears. Truth spoken inwardly prevents correction outwardly. Now let me give you one powerful rule for 2026. The sun rule. Never act to impress, but always act to align. If you remember this, you will avoid most suffering of the coming year. Let me ask you something real. Are you entering 2026 with fewer desires but clearer direction? If yes, comment, aligned, because reduction is not loss, it is focus. Many will try to fight 2026. They will say, why is everything so intense? Why do I feel exposed? Why can't I hide anymore? But some of you will feel different. Calmer, more centered, less shaken, because you prepared before clarity arrived. You now know what kind of year 2026 is. But knowing the nature of time is only half the journey. The other half is knowing how to stand inside it. Most people believe change begins outside. But in a sun-ruled year, change begins within. Because the sun does not chase you, it simply shows you to yourself. In 2026, your biggest challenge will not be failure. It will be inner resistance. Resistance to slowing down. Resistance to honesty. Resistance to choosing clarity over comfort. Let me tell you something important. The sun does not ask you to become extraordinary. It asks you to become authentic. Now, daily inner shifts for 2026. These are not rituals. These are orientations. 1. Begin your day before the world enters you. In 2026, what you consume first decides your energy for the day. Noise before clarity creates confusion. Silence before action creates strength. You don't need long practices. Just a few moments where the world has not yet told you who to be. 2. Respond less. Observe more. Mars demanded reaction. The sun demands observation. Not every emotion needs expression. Not every thought needs action. In 2026, your restraint will protect you more than your effort. 3. Choose depth over reach. Doing less things deeply will bring more stability than doing many things halfway. In the sun's light, depth shines longer than speed. Ask yourself often, is this nourishing me or just occupying me? 4. Speak only what you can stand by. Words spoken in a sun year carry weight. Careless words create lasting consequences. Truthful words create quiet authority. Say less, mean more. 5. Accept responsibility without self-blame. Responsibility is power. Self-blame is poison. In 2026, learn the difference. Ask, what can I correct? Not why am I like this? The sun supports correction. It burns self-punishment. Now let me ask you something personal. In the past year, did life reduce your circle, slow your pace, or strip away distractions? If yes, comment, I am simplifying. Because simplification is preparation for clarity. Here is a truth many people miss. Peace in 2026 will not come from escaping intensity. It will come from standing steadily inside it. Some days will feel bright. Some days will feel exposing. But if you remain honest, consistent, and inwardly aligned, the sun will not burn you. It will strengthen you. My child, we have come to something very few understand. Protection in 2026 will not come from strength. It will come from timing. In sun-ruled year, acting at the wrong moment costs more than not acting at all. Most suffering does not come from wrong actions. It comes from right actions taken at the wrong time. Let me explain this clearly. Sun reveals everything, but it also demands patience. When something is not moving in 2026, it is not rejection. It is alignment in progress. Do you know how to stay protected in 2026? Not by hiding, but by moving wisely. 1. Do not force outcomes. Force creates resistance. Resistance creates karma. In 2026, anything you push too hard will push back harder. If something requires constant struggle, it is not ready or not meant for you. 2. Respect silence as guidance. Silence in 2026 is not emptiness. It is instruction. When answers are delayed, observe what is being removed from your path. The sun clears space before it fills it. 3. Avoid unnecessary battles. Not every challenge needs confrontation. Some situations dissolve when you step out of them. The sun does not reward those who fight for ego. It supports those who choose clarity over conflict. 4. Protect your energy from emotional leakage. In 2026, emotional reactions drain strength faster than work. Arguments, comparisons, justifications, these create invisible exhaustion. Choose where your attention goes. Attention is power in a sun year. 5. Trust gradual progress. Sudden success attracts sudden exposure. The sun supports steady, earned growth. If your life feels slower in 2026, but more stable, you are being protected. Now let me tell you something subtle but crucial. Karma will not arrive dramatically. It will arrive clearly. You will see the connection between action and consequence without confusion. That is the sun's gift. Nothing hidden, nothing delayed. This is why honesty becomes protection. When your actions are clean, the sun strengthens you. When intentions are mixed, The sun exposes them. Let me ask you something honestly. In the last year, did life teach you patience, even when you wanted speed? If yes, comment, I waited, because waiting without bitterness is strength. Understand this deeply. You do not need to rush into 2026. You need to arrive grounded. Those who hurry will stumble under light. Those who walk steadily will see clearly. My beautiful soul, by now you must understand something clearly. 2026 is not asking you to become louder. It is asking you to become rooted. In a sun-ruled year, authority does not come from position. It comes from clarity. Those who know who they are do not need permission to stand. Most humans seek approval without realizing its cost. Approval makes you adjustable. Authority makes you stable. In 2026, stability will matter more than popularity. Let me tell you a truth many will resist. The more you ask others what to do with your life, the less sun will support your decisions. Because the sun strengthens those who take responsibility for their choices. How to build inner authority in 2026. 1. Decide once. Stand by it calmly. Doubt weakens energy. When you decide with honesty, stand without over-explaining. You do not need to convince everyone. You only need to remain aligned. 2. Accept solitude without fear. Authority grows in solitude, not loneliness. Solitude. In 2026, time alone will sharpen you. Those who fear solitude will cling to noise. Those who respect solitude will hear guidance. 3. Stop justifying your growth. Growth does not need permission. If you explain every change, you dilute its power. Let the results introduce you. 4. Trust your judgment, even when unseen. In 2026, right decisions often feel lonely at first, but loneliness fades. Regret does not. Trust what feels calm, not what feels urgent. 5. Carry responsibility lightly, not heavily. Authority is not pressure, it is steadiness. You are not meant to carry the world, you are meant to carry your truth. Now answer this honestly. Last year, did life slowly push you to rely more on yourself than on reassurance? If yes, comment, I trust myself. Because trust in self is trust in time. Here is something I want you to remember. 2026 will not always feel comfortable, but it will feel clean. Confusion will reduce. Clarity will increase. And clarity may feel intense, but it will never feel false. Those who remain honest will not need defense. Those who stand aligned will not need noise. Now I will speak about the one thing humans carry silently more than anything else. Fear. Not the fear you talk about, but the fear you adjust your life around. Fear of being wrong. Fear of losing stability. Fear of standing alone. Fear of choosing yourself. Most people do not realize this, but fear does not stop life. It shapes it quietly. You think fear disappears when circumstances improve, but it does not. Fear disappears when clarity arrives, and clarity does not shout. It settles. 2026 is not coming to frighten you. It is coming to ask one simple question. Are you living as who you are, or as who you learned to be? Many will try to escape this question. They will distract themselves. They will blame time. They will wait for motivation. But some of you will stand still and listen. Fear reduces the moment you stop running from yourself. You do not need certainty. You need honesty. You do not need guarantees. You need alignment. Let me tell you something important. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not failing. You are arriving. Life slowed you down because speed was never your protection. Awareness was, silence was, timing was. Those moments when you felt unsure, when answers did not come immediately, when paths closed without explanation, they were not punishments. They were guidance without words. In the coming year, you will not need to fight life. You will need to walk with it. Some steps will feel firm, some will feel uncertain. But if you stay honest, steady, and inwardly clear, you will not be lost. Remember this always. The sun does not chase anyone. It rises, and those who are ready step into its light. I am not asking you to be fearless. I am asking you to stop letting fear decide for you. If something feels right but unfamiliar, trust it. If something feels familiar but heavy, release it. You do not need to impress time. Time responds to truth. Before this message ends, I want you to do one thing. Not out loud, not for anyone else. Just inside, Acknowledge one thing you are ready to leave behind as this year turns: fear, doubt, attachment, or an old version of yourself. If you feel ready, write "I choose clarity" in the comments. Not as a promise to me, as a reminder to yourself that you noticed. My child, walk into 2026 without force, without fear, without pretending. What is meant for you will recognize you the moment you stop hiding. I am with you, not ahead of you, not behind you, but within your awareness. And that is more than enough.